requesting, we are following two approaches. One is the normative approach. Another is the prescriptive approach. Another one is the descriptive approach. One approach is the descriptive. Another one is the normative approach. Another one is the predictive. Okay. So these three approaches usually we follow in psychological research. Now I am requesting Rose, please start your presentation. Rose, are you here? Hello, Rose.
Rose?
Anu, please you knock.
I am knocking, sir.
Maybe some network problem.
No.
So any idea about the norm, Anindita, Roman? Why do we use the norm?
Sir, can I start? Anu?
Yes, Rosemont. Now you can start.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes,
Yeah, you are audible. You are audible, you can start. So in the theory paper, we have already understood the different procedures of norm estimation. And today, Rosemont and Anusri, they will teach us some of the demonstration. So I'm requesting Rose, please you start your presentation.
Sir, are you there?
Yeah, it is clear.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to start today's class with practicum. We are doing practicum 5 today. So welcome to the class, Roman and Anindita. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
Roman, are you there? Anindita, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hello?
Yeah, you can
Yes.
continue.
You are audible. I think Rose can't hear us.
Okay, so today we will be dealing with practicum 5, that is norm estimation. So what we are going to do today is to calculate the t-score, and first we have to understand what is the importance of norm estimation. So norm estimation, why this becomes important is because it makes it possible to determine relative standing of an individual who has taken the test. That means when we have taken a test, we get the raw scores, right? So in that case, the raw scores alone won't give you the meaning. If you want to get the meaning for the score, then you have to convert it. So when we convert the raw scores, we can interpret these scores and we can understand the relative position of an individual in some group, otherwise the population. So that is the importance of norm estimation. Now, we will be showing you the calculation of T-score today. So before that, we have to understand what is normative approach and predictive approach. 1 minute. I think my lap is stuck. One minute. Yes. Can you hear me? I can't hear your voice actually.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, okay.
We can hear you.
Okay, so 1 minute. It is jam. Okay. So we will be discussing about two approaches, that is normative approach and the predictive approach. So what do you mean by normative approach is that it is basically based on the classification on norm. What we do is we compare the particular score of the individual with respect to the majority. That means the particular group. So that is how we make comparison. So when we transform the scores, we can compare the individuals, we can find the individuals relative position in particular group. So example of normative approach is 16 PF by Cattle. And you can also consider other example, that is Wechsler intelligence scale. So in these scales, we can see we are using this normative approach to find out. So this is the example. Here, this one is 16 PF norm with we can see here the female, then it is based on 20 years. Here you can see the 10 scores given, that is 1 to 10. Then these will be the row scores. So you will get one particular row score, then you will be transforming this to this 10 score. So you can understand how the what about the person. You can find out his relative position with respect to the particular group. Is it clear? Roman and Anandit, is it clear?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay. Now we will see what is predictive approach. So predictive approach is mainly, it is a relation between individual characteristics with performance. So just consider the example, personality and risk-taking behavior. So I will be explaining you with a simple example, that is, just consider the Ukraine war, and there are two leaders. One will be the Putin and one will be Zelensky. So these two individuals, they are leaders, but when we try to understand their activities, we can find that Putin is more neurotic but Zelensky is not that neurotic, because Putin started his career as a politician. So he started his activities by risk taking. He's basically a risk taking man from his very starting of the career. And what he does now is he is not showing this neuroticism. He is appearing confident in front of the people, but basically he's a neurotic person. But what about Zelensky? He started his career as an entertainer. That means he was entertaining people. He was a comedian. So he didn't start his career like a risk-taking person, but he is confidently in front of Ukrainian war. So what this is an example to be considered for predictive approach, because for selection we might not only need this norm estimation, because in the case of predictive approach there is the relationship between individual characteristics along with the performance. So in predictive approach we are also giving importance to the individual characteristics. So you can consider this example for the predictive approach. So today what we are going to do is we are estimating. The main idea is to find out the t-scores, and what we are doing here is a norm estimation. So this is the definition of normative approach and predictive approach. Normative, which means it is a standard range of values that represent typical performance of a group or of an individual against which comparisons can be made. That means, as I have told you before, we get some particular score and then we are comparing this against some group, or we can make the comparisons here. But in the case of predictive approach, it mainly focuses on planning and analyzing the projected future in depth for anticipated risk. So this predictive approach is otherwise known as the waterfall method, and this methodology relies on early phase analysis and detailed breakup of features and tasks. So these two definitions you can learn it for the purpose of learning definition, but you can follow this one for understanding. That means normative approach is classification based on norm, and this predictive approach is the relationship between individual characteristics along with the performance. Is this one clear? Hello, I hope it's clear. Okay, Anandita is saying it's clear. Now we will move on to statistical models for norm determination. So we are discussing about norm determination here. So what is the importance of norm estimation? We have talked it before. So it is based on the principles of normal distribution. What we are finding this, that means normal distribution is a bell-shaped and symmetrical curve. That means you can see the bell shape here, and it is symmetrical in nature. So the mean, median, and the mode will be coinciding in the center, its peak, and the frequencies will be like decreasing at both ends of the curve. That means it will be positive, then when it moves to when both sides, that means one side will be negative and the next side will be positive. So norm is based, norm is mainly developed through the following statistical models. So that is basically Z-score, T-score, Shannon scores, percentiles and percentile ranks, percentile norms, standard score norms, age norms, grade norms, etc. So today we will be focusing on T-scores and Z-scores. Then we will see percentiles and percentile ranks in the next class, because we have this 4 in our syllabus, that is said to calculate Z-score, to calculate T-score, then percentiles and percentile ranks. We have to calculate this. But today we will be dealing with Z and T, because if we find Z-score only, we can find the T-score. So the T-score will be doing with respect to the reading motivation test, because we are considering reading motivation test in order to find the T-score. We will discuss SED and T-score in depth in the next slides. So first I will give you an idea about reading motivation test. What is reading motivation test? So reading motivation is a process to put effort on reading. That means with one's appraisal of relationship between reading and its reading outcome. So there we need motivation to read. So motivation to read is directed by 3 intrinsic and 4 extrinsic motives. We know what is intrinsic and extrinsic motivation, right? Anindita, can you tell me? Anindita, can you say what is intrinsic and extrinsic motivation? Anu, her voice.
Can I try?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, when you say intrinsic motivation, it is based on internal force, not expecting or external force, not motivate us, but for the sake of internal satisfaction. So this is intrinsic motivation. But extrinsic motivation is, this motivation is because of external incentive from the environment that motivates us, that pushes us.
Yeah. So when we feel the internal urge to read something or to learn something, we do that particular thing very nicely with more interest and with more enthusiasm. And when it comes to the extrinsic, we are depending upon the external factors. So Roman is correct. Very good, Roman. So we will be seeing the intrinsic reading motives. That is, in this particular test, it will be application, knowledge, achievement, and in the case of extrinsic motivation, it will be affiliation, recognition, aesthetic, and harm avoidance. So this will be the domains. 1 minute. So these are the domains of the test. That means application, it is a motivation to read for applying the knowledge into the reality. Then with respect to the knowledge, that means motivation to read for understanding of different information. And for achievement, it is a motivation to read to master the difficult task. And aesthetic means it is a motivation to read well-designed pictured book. Then affiliation is a motivation to read for getting others' love. Recognition is a motivation to read for obtaining praise or rewards. Harm avoidance is a motivation to read to avoid punishment or other negative outcomes. So we will be seeing the T-scores and SED scores in the next slides. Before that, let me give you an idea about Stanine scores and STEN scores. STEN score is a standard score having a mean of 5.5 and SD of 2. So STEN scores are expressed in values from 1 to 10. In the case of Stanine scores, this will be having a mean of 5 and SD of 2, which is divided into 9 parts, that is expressed from 1 to 9. That is the reason why it is called as Stanine, because it is divided into 9 parts, and mostly Stanine scores are used to interpret the achievement test. Achievement test, in that case, we use Stanine scores mostly. So that is about Stanine and STEN scores. We will discuss percentiles and percentile rank in the next class when we are calculating percentiles and percentile ranks. So we have seen the domains here. Then this is the test description. That is, this is a paper pencil test, and it includes 42 statements. That means 6 items and 7 domains. That means 6 items and 7 domains. and there will be one anchor question. That means for one anchor question, there will be two statements with options A or B. So subject will choose only one statement. And the lowest score for each dimension is 0 and the highest score will be 6. So this questionnaire will approximately take half an hour to answer all the questions. So this is the test, how it looks like. So there's one question that is on promotion to the nucleus of the two books, which will you read first? So this will be the anchor question and you can choose any of this, either A or either B. So this is the test description. Then this is the reliability and validity of the test. So the interval range from 0.7 to 0.97 Cronbach's alpha for reading. Then the data were collected from government and non-government undertaking schools in West Bengal, and the concurrent validity was tested by correlating reading motivation questionnaire with motivation reading questionnaire by Wakefield and Guthrie. And the predictive validity of the test was examined by correlating the data with academic achievement. So this is the reliability and validity of the test. This is the reading motivation questionnaire norm. That is here we can see the norms are following the T-score. So you can see the mean here, SD, and how this is classified. That means with respect to the domains, that is application, you can see the score and that comes under very poor. 36 is classified C. This is classified as low. Then here low average, average, high average, outstanding. The 64 is considered as outstanding. So just like this, it is classified with respect to each domains: application, knowledge, affiliation, recognition, achievement, aesthetic, harm avoidance. So just you have to keep in mind with this with respect to this scores, because based on the mean and SD, we will be calculating the Z score and then T score. So next we will see what is Z score. Z score is the number of standard deviation units a given row score is above or below the mean. So it is used to compare the individual performance with respect to the group performance. And as I have told you before, this basically compared the individual performance with respect to the group performance. And the formula for Z score is 4 minus mean by SD. We will see this calculation in Excel. And T-score. T-score is a type of standardized score. It is based on score distribution that has a mean of 50 and standard deviation of 10. So T-score, why we use T-score is because T-scores eliminate the disadvantage of the Z score. And the formula to find T-score is Z into 10 plus 50. That is, Z is the Z score, 10 is the standard deviation, 50 is the mean. So this is the formula to find T-score. Next, we will be moving on to the calculation of T. First, we will find the Z score. Then after finding the Z score, we will find the T-score. Is it clear? Is it clear? Okay. Roman said yes. Anu, can you start?
Yes, yes. Yes. Is it visible?
It is coming, not yet visible.
Now?
No. It is showing that the screen is shared, but it is not coming. Yeah, it is coming now.
Is it visible completely?
Yeah, it is visible. It is visible.
Okay, okay. So today we will learn to compute t-score. And you know what is t-score and what is z-score? In order to compute t-score, we need to calculate first z-score. In case of any other standard score to compute stanines, 10, whatever it is, we need to do first the z-score. And for that particular purpose, we selected a particular test, that is reading motivation questionnaire, and it uses the t-score as norm. So we collected data from the participants of the of this reading motivation questionnaire, and then this is the data. Can you see the data? This is the data of the 20 individuals. Individual A, it's the score 6 is for application, score 4 is for knowledge, score 3 is for achievement, 0 is for affiliation, like that. 2 is for recognition, 5 is for aesthetic, 1 is for harm avoidance, and for B, 5, 4, 5, 1, 3, like this. There are 20 individuals here, and the scores are there on the basis of the each domain. So is it visible to you?
Yeah, it is visible.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now you have to first calculate the z-score in order to calculate the t-score. So what is the formula of z-score? Please tell me. What is the formula of z-score? Anindita, Roman? Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, please respond. What is the formula of z-score? Z-score is score minus mean divided by SD. Okay, score minus mean divided by SD. And please go to the norm of reading motivation questionnaire. I have already uploaded in the group, WhatsApp group. Please check. For application, the mean and the SD is, mean is the 3.98 and SD is 1.43 in the norm. Okay, we have to consider this mean and SD for calculating application. And for knowledge, we have to consider the mean, that is 3.93 and 1.40, that is given in the norm. Likewise, we have to consider the mean and SD of each domain from the norm of this reading motivation questionnaire. Is it clear? Please respond.
Yes, it's clear.
Okay. So for computing the z-score, we have to consider this mean and SD from the norm of the reading motivation questionnaire, and we have to consider it domain wise. So for this, I will just showing you the calculation of z-score. So z-score for application. So I have written it Z application. What will be the procedure? Equal to So what is our score? For application, what is the first score? What is the score of A for application? This is the
Six.
score? 6. Yes. So I have to select this cell. Okay. So equal to score minus mean. That means the mean. This is the mean for application. So I have taken equal to the score of the application minus mean. And then, okay, let me put a bracket, divided by SD. That is 1.43 for application. So this is the formula for Z. So enter. I got it. That is 1.412587. Okay. Is it clear how to get this Z score? Is it clear? Hello.
Yes, it's
Okay. So I have to just drag it down to get all the scores up for all the individuals. Okay. So I got the result of every individual. Now I will calculate the T-score. So what is the formula of T-score?
Z times 10 plus 15. 50.
Very good. So now what will be our formula? Equal to Z score, 1 minute, bracket, Z score multiplied by 10 plus 50. Enter. Now I got this T-score. Okay. Now I drag it down. So I got all the T-scores for all the individual. Okay. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Roman is saying yes.
Okay. So first I have to put a mean and SD first in the first column, and I have written it for every cell. So it will help in the calculation of the Z. Okay. So I have written it for every cell. Otherwise, I have to compute the Z score formula everywhere. For that reason, I have just written the mean and SD and drag it down for every cell. So it helps me to compute the Z score so that I can drag it out, and I got all of the scores. So this is the formula of getting the Z and the T. Likewise, I will do it for the knowledge. And again, I have written the mean and the SD for the knowledge. So I have written it in the every cell, mean and the SD. Now I have to calculate the Z. Now you tell me what will be the formula of Z score.
Score minus mean divided by standard deviation.
Yes, very good. So equal to
So
for knowledge. So the result will be 4. Okay. Minus mean.
3.9.
Yes. Bracket close. Divided by SD. Enter. So I got this Z score. Now I will drag it down. So I got all the Z scores. Now I have to do the T score. So equal to, in bracket, what is the formula of T score?
Z times Z score times 10 plus 15.
Hmm.
So 4.
For the knowledge, I have to calculate the Z score into 10 plus 50. So this is my Z score into 10, bracket close, plus 50. Enter. So I got this T score. Now I will drag it down. So I will get every data. Got it? Clear?
I have question.
Yes.
The mean and the standard deviation is already given, or we have to calculate first?
Mean and the SD, I have told you, na, the mean and the SD is already given in the norm. This is the normative mean and the normative SD. It is already given in the norm of the reading motivation questionnaire.
Okay.
So we don't have to calculate it. We just have to coordinate our score with this mean and SD. And for that reason, we don't need to calculate mean and SD. We just take this score from our sample and we calculate it with this mean and the SD. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Likewise, I have to do it for all the values, all the domain. So I have shown you the application and knowledge, and likewise you have to do the achievement, affiliation, recognition, aesthetic, harm avoidance. So I'm not going to show you everything because you can understand how to do it. Okay. Clear up to that? I have already done it. Clear up to that? The formula of Z and the T, how to calculate it. I have done it for every domain. And I have shown you the application and the knowledge. Is it clear?
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay. Now you can interpret it on the basis of the norm, that which individual is under the outstanding position, which individual is under the very good position, poor position. You can understand it from the norm. So please check the norm first. It is given in the group. And first tell me that the individual A, whose application score is 64, so in which position he or she lies?
It's outstanding, I think.
Yes, outstanding. So likewise, you can interpret it. Okay. Now the thing is that if we consider each and every individual separately, then we have to do it, and it will be very much time consuming. That A is outstanding in application, A is moderate in knowledge, A is very good in harm avoidance, like this. And you have to consider B is outstanding here. So for that particular reason, to reduce the time consuming method of interpretation, we can calculate the class interval. Okay. So class interval will help you to understand that how many persons are there within the outstanding position in case of the application, how many individuals are there in the poor position for the aesthetic, like this. So for that particular purpose, I will calculate the class interval. Okay. Is it clear? I will calculate it. I will show you. Just I am saying that to reduce the time consuming method of interpretation, that A is doing the A is in this position, B is in that position, we can compute the class interval. On the basis of this class interval, we can actually interpret that how many individuals are there in the outstanding and the very good positions for application, how many individuals are there for the poor or outstanding positions for the recognition, like that. So first, making the class interval, I have to compute the maximum and the minimum score, okay, of the t-scores. You can see the t-score range for the application. This is the t-score range for the 20 individuals. 20 individuals data is there. I have to check what is the maximum score and what is the minimum score from it. So I will just calculate it. Equal to max. Then I have to just drag it down. Bracket close. 64.12587. This is the maximum score. Okay. This is the maximum score for the maximum t-score for application. Okay. Is it clear? Please tell me, is it clear? Hello?
Roman is saying yes.
Okay. What about Anindita? Can you understand?
Anindita told yes, she can.
Okay. So now I will calculate the minimum number. What is the minimum t-score for application? So equal to minimum. Then I will again select the range of t. Bracket close, enter. So I got this minimum score. Okay. So this is the maximum and the minimum. Now I have to do it for knowledge also. Maximum number and minimum number for knowledge. Minimum equal to minimum mean. Then I have to select the total range. Bracket close, enter. So for knowledge, the maximum is 57.64286 and minimum is 36.21429. Okay, is it clear up to that? Is it clear?
Yeah, Roman told yes.
Okay. Likewise, I have to do it for all the domain, and I have already done it. The maximum and the minimum for achievement. Maximum and minimum for achievement, maximum and minimum for affiliation, maximum and minimum, here this minimum and maximum for this, and this is recognition like this. So I have to calculate the maximum and the minimum scores like this. Now I have to know what is the maximum across all the domains. What is the maximum score across all domains and what is the minimum score across all domains? So please tell me what is the maximum score across all domains. Check and tell me what is the maximum score across all domains.
That's 46. Or...
Maximum.
Sorry, the slide. I haven't seen the slide. The last one? Okay. 76?
Yes, 76.28788. This is the maximum score across all domains. And what is the minimum score across all domains?
I think it's 30.
30.76271. So I got this maximum score, that is 76.28788, and the minimum score, that is 30.76271. So on the basis of that, I can assume a class interval with this maximum and the minimum range. So for making the class interval, So as the minimum is 30 and maximum is 76, I am selecting 30 to 40, the first class interval. 40 to 50, the second class interval. 50 to 60, third class interval. 60 to 70, that is the fourth class interval, and 70 to 80, the fifth class interval. We don't need any other because the maximum score is 76. So we can get it within 70 to 80. And the minimum score is 30 point something. So we can get it within this class interval. So this is okay, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I have to calculate for every domain, for application, for affiliation, for knowledge, that how many scores are there. That is the frequency. How many scores are there within 30 to 40? How many scores are there within 40 to 50? How many scores are there within 50 to 60? How many scores are there 60 to 70 and 70 to 80? That is frequency. So F of application. I will do it for every domain. So this is for frequency of application. Okay. So in order to check how many scores are there within 30 to 40, I have to calculate it. We can do it manually, but it will take more time, isn't it? We can check it manually that how many scores are within 30 to 40. We can see here that there is no score within 30 to 40. Within 40 to 50, there are some of the scores. We can do it manually, but we have to reduce the time. So in order to do it fast, we will take the help of the Excel. So how can we do it? We can calculate this frequency by categorizing the scores. Okay. So we can categorize it like 30 to 40 as 1, 40 to 50 as 2, 50 to 60 as 3. So the Excel will help you to calculate how many scores are there within 30 to 40, within 40 to 50, within 50 to 60, like this. So for that particular case, what I have to first categorize the score category. So I have to categorize as the 30 to 40 as 1, 40 to 50 as 2, 50 to 60 as 3. So what I have to do, I have to use the if logical test. Now please concentrate on it. The if logical test, that is equal to if. Now I have to select this code T, this T score less than, what is our first upper limit? What is our first upper limit? That is 40. Isn't it? Hello?
Yes.
So I will take the 40 first. So if L3, that means this T score less than 40, we have to put 1. That means 30 to 40 will be considered as 1. Okay? Comma. Again, if again I will select this cell, that is T score less than, what is our next upper limit? That is 50. So I will consider 50. L3 less than 50. You have to put 2. That means 40 to 50 will be considered as 2. Okay, comma. Again, if L3, that is the T score less than, the next upper limit is 60. So if L3 less than 60, you have to put 3. So that the scores within 50 to 60 will be considered as 3. Comma. Again, if this L3 less than 70, because this 70 is the next upper limit, 70. If L3 less than 70, put 4. Okay, comma, we will give it 5. That means if L3 less than 70, put 4. And if it is not less than 70, then put 5. Because there is no other, only the 80 is left there. So I have written 4, 5. That means if L3 less than 70, then put 4, otherwise put 5. Now I have to close the bracket. And there is 1, 2, 3 and 4 common. So I have to put 4 brackets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Enter. So I get 4. Now I will drag it down. So I got everything. Okay. So it is categorized. How I categorize it at first? 30 to 40 as 1, 40 to 50 as 2, 50 to 60 as 3, 60 to 70 as 4. So you can check it. 60 to 70 was considered as 4, so it is written as 4. 40 to 50 to 60 was considered as 3, so it is written as 3. Likewise, it is written. So we don't have to categorize it separately. We can categorize it like this. Clear up to that? Is it clear? Hello?
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay. Now, after categorizing, I can easily calculate the frequency. That means as I am considered, as I am categorized 30 to 40 as 1, 40 to 50 as 2, then I have to calculate here how many 1 is there, how many 2 is there, how many 3 is there. Okay. So now I will use the formula, that is count if, then I have to take the range of category. Take the range of category. So I can get how many 1 is there, how many 2 is there, how many 3 is there. So 30 to 40 is considered as 1. So I have to put here 1. Okay. Enter. So no 1 is there. So I got 0. So within 30 to 40, no score is there. So I got 0. Clear up to that? Is it clear? Hello?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay. Again, I have to do it for the 40 to 50. So 40 to 50 was categorized as 2. So I will write it down, count it. Within bracket, I will
Please,
this
would you drag?
no, the dragging will not work.
Sorry. I mean the Excel sheet. It's not observable, not observable. The Excel sheet.
Okay.
It's already hidden.
Okay. Now is it visible?
Yes.
Okay. So again, I have to calculate equal to count if, and 40 to 50 was considered as 2. So I have to take the range of the category first. That is M3 to M22. M3 to M22, comma. As the 40 to 52 was considered as 2, so I will put 2. Equal to count if the range, that is the range of the category, that is M3 to M22, comma 40 to 50 was considered as 2, so 2 within bracket, enter 1. That means there are 1 score within 40 to 50. There is 1 score within 40 to 50. Again, I will count the count if within bracket the range of the category, that is M3 to M22, comma 50 to 60 was considered as 3, so comma 3 within bracket, enter. So 13 individuals are there within 50 to 60. Again, count if the range, that is M3 to M22 again, comma 60 to 70 was considered as 4, so I will put 4, bracket close, enter, equal to count if M3 to M22, comma 70 to 80 was considered as 5, so it will be 5 within bracket, enter. So within 70 to 80 there are no individual. So is it clear, the calculation of the frequency? Is it clear? The calculation of frequency?
Yes, it's clear for me.
Okay. Now you can just check how many individuals are there by summing up. That is sum, range, bracket, enter. So 20. So it matches. 20 individuals are there and the total frequency is also 20. So this is the right calculation.
Not visible, not visible. Excel sheet.
Okay. Now is it visible?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Now we can calculate the percentage of frequency. That will help you to understand that the percentage of the individuals lies within the outstanding, very good, like that. What percentage of the individuals are there? So I will calculate the percentage of the frequency. So what will be the percentage? Bracket 0 upon 20, because 20 individuals are there, into 100. Enter, that is 0. Again equal to bracket 1 upon 20 into 100. 5%. For 13, it will be again equal to this 4 upon 20 bracket goes into 100. Enter. That is 65% of the individuals are there within 50 to 60 score. Now 6. So equal to 6 divided by 20 into 100. 30, and it will be 0. So I am not going to calculate it. So it will be 0, and for 20 it will be 100% obviously, because 100 individuals are there. So we can see that no one is there within the score of 30 to 40 in case of the application. 5% scores are there within 40 to 50 in case of application. 65% scores are there within 50 to 60 for application. 30% scores are there within 60 to 70 for application. Likewise, you have to do others. Is it clear? Is it clear? Hello?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay. So you can do it for other domain also. I am only showing you the calculation of application. You can do it for others. Now go to the norm. Check the photo of the norm. For application, very poor is 29.16. But here no one is there within our score. Low is 36.15 and no one is there within this range. 43.15 is low average and 5% scores are there within the low average and average, because the low average is 43.36, sorry, 43.15 and average is 50.14. So 5% scores are there within the low, average, and average. Is it clear? Is it clear? Hello? Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, your Anindita left. She's having some connection issues.
Roman, are you there?
Yes, I am there. 4:15 up to 16 class interval. When we see the norm, some individuals or they're categorizing into
Yes, there is an overlapping situation.
yes, in average and also in high average.
So it is not problematic. You can just can interpret it like that the 5% of the individuals are there within the low, average, and average group. Okay. 65% of the persons are there within the average and the high average group. You can interpret it like this.
Okay.
30% of the individuals are there within the outstanding group. Outstanding and high average group. You can interpret it like this.
Okay.
Clear?
Yes, yeah.
So your assignment is to do the calculation for all the domains. Clear up to that?
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay. So I'm going to close it.
Where is Anindita? Anindita is left.
Sir, she's having some issues, connection issues, so she messaged me.
Okay.
Yes, sir. We have done.
Okay. So Roman, is it clear to you?
Yes, it's clear. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. The data will be given to you for assignment. You have to calculate all those. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you, sir.
Good night, sir. Thank you.
So again, we will meet on Monday.
Yes. Monday we will learn percentile.